Steve?
What a great way to finish it out in so many ways for you guys, just to continue the streak, beat your ranked opponents, send us out, just continue to play well going into the tournament.
It was a fun day. It really was. It was is what, at the beginning of the year you dream of, earning and deserving a fan base. Those things that we don't take for granted. We understand, you got to put something special on the floor to draw a crowd like that, and Beaver Nation didn't disappoint today. We needed them. Pivotal game against an outstanding basketball team, and the fans came to support us, and we got, to play in just an unreal atmosphere. This doesn't happen in many places. And one of the things that I knew when I came back to Oregon State was that this place supports good teams. And if you put something of quality on the floor, they will come. And they did today. It's a beautiful relationship just to watch build over the past 4 years, but especially this year. And just couldn't be prouder of the team. With Arizona State makes you play a different style of basketball. That was our last loss. So there are a couple of hurdles there. Plus the pressure now is mounting, if you want to buy into that. And this team just kept their head and took care of what they could take care of. I thought, today their defense was really good to start with. It took us a while just to relax and play, and then in the second half you saw that. We just started, in my opinion, firing on all cylinders. Defensively, it was a phenomenal performance all day, but especially second half, and then offensively it just relaxed a little bit. And when Ruth's going like she is inside, and then we've got the three going, that's a tough team to beat.
Ruth, Scott, she's improved so much. We talked about that she's a different person since Christmas, and now she has this arsenal of post moves.
Apparently, yes.
Are you surprised by it? Are there times you're upset? I'm like, I don't know if you could do that.
Yeah, she surprised me. I don't know if I'm surprised. You see her do things, but yeah, she does things that surprise me. The one-footed, post move today with a little English on the release. She hasn't done that one yet. Last weekend or 2 weeks, was it last weekend in Washington? In the Husky game, she throws a backdoor pass that we've worked on that stuff. It's part of what we do, but we haven't seen it in a game. And so, just to see her just out there having fun, being so poised, the difference in her is she plays on balance all the time now, where she used to be so upright and she'd have to rush decisions because she was off balance. Now she's not. She's just poised, strong with the ball, and understands that nobody can get it from her. She's at their mercy, or they're at her mercy, I should say, on the catch, and now her decision-making is through the roof, on when to shoot, what type of shot, and then moving the basketball on the pass.
Is that just her continually growing into her body, or is it
No.
tons of time in the gym?
Tons of time. Those are habits that are changing. Her conditioning is flat out elite level. She came back so ready, and she's maintained it through the year and just gotten better. But her skill development, she just keeps getting better. It's like every rep sticks with her, and so her confidence has grown so much just because she continues to do everything right every day, and she's so motivated, to be great.
Is she also one of those types of players that actually apply what a coach will tell her right away rather than sometimes taking a little bit longer?
Yeah, she is. She wants it that bad. We've got a great relationship with her. She knows and has confidence that we can help her. So those things that you work with her on, you see it. And then the thing that has really improved this year is she would take breaks mentally sometimes. She just, it's unnatural to focus every possession every day. It's not normal to be able to do that. That's what this team as a whole is doing such a phenomenal job of, Cater. But Ruth in particular, there are no breaks any longer. So when I challenge her in practice, it's like right back on. She's like, okay, you're right. We worked through some of that with our entire team, up until mid-January. And now this team doesn't really need a motivational speech. I actually don't ever need to give them one. They're ready to go, and it starts at the top with Alyssa, but it's just that's who we are now. They perform at a high level every minute, and are mentally engaged all the time.
At the end today, is your first win over ranked team since like 2003 or something?
Yeah, I saw that stat. I didn't like seeing that. 50 games or something like that.
You don't have to anymore.
But
Right.
So there wasn't like this huge celebration. Is that
Mhm.
because at this point your kids just expect to win? And what did
Well, that was a really special moment. I had not seen the crowd behind us. I rarely look up anyway. I just, but behind us, they were to the roof behind us. Didn't see that. So when we got to the middle, one of the things that we talked about is when you're building a program, you've got to play a style to win the crowd. And that's a phrase that we've used, win the crowd. You've got to play inspiring, and they will come. And then it creates such a great home court and a fun place to play. Who doesn't want to play in front of a rabid crowd, And so that's what I said at the end. You won the crowd. Look, and just thank them for coming out and supporting us. And then congratulations, But this team has played at a level, where they do expect to win, And so would we end up? What's our home record? 14-1, and so this is a place where we've had nothing but success all year, and the one loss was Notre Dame, and one of our better games of the year, and so they do expect to win, and they went into it doing that. There is a celebration though. They realize what they've accomplished as well.
Do you think this makes you a lock for the NCAA tournament?
I would think so. I don't know how you argue against us now.
You guys were 2-4 to start the conference. I know with 5 of the first 6 on the road, you guys could have gone one of 2 ways, or you guys could have just said, okay, that's tough to go. But what was it that allowed you guys to overcome that, to learn from there, and to move forward and to have the success that you found since?
Yeah, the core of who we are, character. This team, it's been well documented. We threw them to the wolves with the schedule this year. It actually turned out to be tougher than we thought. We didn't know how good Creighton was going to be or Florida was going to be. We didn't realize some of those things. We knew Penn State was going to be a big-time team. We knew that. Certainly knew Notre Dame was. Even Sac State, we didn't realize quite how good they were going to be. And so our schedule in the preseason was a tough one. And so that we had opportunity to be discouraged in the preseason a couple times, and they just kept plugging away and saying, no, we're going to find a way to win these games. And they just stayed so, motivated and confident through those lessons, and just determined, we're going to figure this out. Then Notre Dame happened, and then, like you said, to start conference, we get sent to Cal Stanford, which is right now the toughest road trip in our conference to open with a young team. And, we play 3 elite teams in 8 days. We could have been discouraged after the Stanford game. We weren't. We came home and did what we did against Oregon, and then we get sent to LA, and USC beats us, and then we lose, a game that I felt we should have won against UCLA, but it was another tough loss. We could have been discouraged, but they weren't. And, then we got on the roll we're on, so they just kept getting better, and it's just high character, competitive people that take care of each other every day. So it's a fun thing to be a part of.
9 in a row. Are you surprised that you guys have done this without Jamie, your best pure scorer?
Yeah, absolutely. I wouldn't have predicted this, by any stretch. I would have predicted that we would have competed really well and filled that gap. That's obviously a significant void on our team. But this is just another example of great people doing great things, and everybody stepped up, and it's not just Alyssa Martin at the guard spot stepping up. She certainly did, but it's every position did a little bit more. And I think that balance is kind of our signature now. You don't know where it's coming from. Everybody's capable and everybody is stepping up.
So when you found out that she had to have surgery and was going to be out for a while, you didn't feel this sense of doom and gloom necessarily?
What would the point of that been? There's nothing you can do. You can't control it. I wasn't happy about it. I was, it was frustrating because I knew what our resume was to that point. And I knew, who we were and the opportunity ahead of us. So there was a sense of disappointment initially going, shoot, this is a window that we have here that we have to take advantage of, and now we don't have Jamie. But this team is a team that achieves, and so it's made for an amazing story.
During this stretch, you feel the defensive field goal percentage is around 34%, and obviously Ruth is a big part of that. What is another factor that's been involved in the defense?
Yeah, I think overall accuracy from everyone. They have bought in to a scouting report, and that is something that it takes a lot of sacrifice. It's not easy to play defense in this conference. But that is everyone taking care of business in a one-on-one situation. And then I think our help defense, just our overall attentiveness on that end of the floor has been incredible. What we did, last week in Washington was phenomenal, and then coming home and doing the same thing. But it's been that way, like you said, for a while, and that's a signature of our program. You typically, I think in 4 years, we finished second to Stanford in that category, maybe all 4. 3 out of 4 maybe. So that's been something that we do. But this team defensively, this is as good as we've played since I've been here.
Are senior days hard for you?
Always hard. It's just part of the deal though, and so you look at it as a celebration instead of the doom and gloom of, oh shoot, we don't get her anymore, and so we get to celebrate Alyssa. Think about what she's meant to our program. I mean, she was the first one to welcome me when I got here. It was so nice to have somebody I knew, because I didn't know anybody else, when I got this job. And just to know, hey, this is a family that I'm familiar with. I know them, and this is a student athlete that I already really like and would have recruited anyway, and I get to coach her. So here we are, and then to watch her just mature over 4 years and lead this team. And, when you think of the way this team plays, that's how she is. Typically you take on the personality of your senior or your leader, and this team has taken on her personality. She's created an atmosphere where everyone's included, and it's very family-oriented. That's the tone she's set. These freshmen came in, it's like they ran the place already. Well, that's because Alyssa welcomed them, and the other teammates too, but she sets the tone. She's a senior. And so we're consistent. She's the same every day. She's been the same for 4 years. I just know what I'm going to get every minute. What an awesome example that is, and so then to go out like that today, could you draw it up any better than that? No way, you can't. And so happy for her, and so grateful for the opportunity to coach her, and just really proud of her.
Do you have a special appreciation for her too? Because she could have bailed pretty easily. Things
Yeah.
were really bad when she first got here. It would have been easy for her to say, I'm going to go somewhere else and opt out of my letter.
Yeah.
Did you feel like you had to convince her? Did you have conversations with her about, so don't leave and get out of there?
No, they made it pretty clear that she was in, for the long haul, and they really welcomed me, which made me feel good and let me know, hey, we're in with you, and we're going to turn this thing around,
Her dad went to school together.
He was a year ahead of me here, and so I wouldn't say we were friends, but I knew him. I was roommates with a couple of guys on the team, so I got to know Earl and got to play pickup with him, a couple times, and certainly was at every game he played. And so to get to coach his daughter and get to be, friends with that family is meaningful.
Quick question on today's game. You did not rebound by 9 offensively, but yet outscore them in the paint by 20. Is that just a testament to the team's recovery when the other team gets that initial offensive board?
Yeah, that's an interesting question, because that was a weakness of ours earlier, just mid-January. Actually, that's in my opinion, that's the reason we got beat at UCLA. They got O boards and they found shooters. We didn't match up quickly, so it's just a fundamental, just an urgency that we were not playing with at that time that has completely changed. They get an O board, and they had 7 at halftime. I can't remember exactly what it was, but 3 of those were out of bounds. So that was some of it, but I thought we just scrambled with a different level of urgency. We are scrambling with a different level of urgency. When we give that up, it also, we're pretty long in there, whether it's Ruth, of course, but Devin, Sam, Bree, those are long defenders that are in there challenging shots, so I think they had to look out with that, and then we were able to establish our position again.
With this 9-game win streak and obviously this big win over Arizona State, can you think of a better lead-in to the Pac-12 tournament?
Yeah. No. Based on the schedule we have and the way things have played out, that would be great. I guess the only thing that could be better is if Jamie comes back, and then we're at, all systems go with 11 instead of 10. So
Do you anticipate that?
I'm hopeful. Still don't know.